your special spark. I want to hear other people come up onto the stage. We have four other people here now on the stage, and I want to give everybody a chance to speak. Now that Zion and Annie and I have spoken, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. So, Zion, who's the next contestant on the Positivity Live show?
He's actually contested. All right, I think we have Michael joining us first earlier on today. My brother Michael, thank you so much for joining us. If you can hear us, you can just go ahead and share with us. Yes, Michael.
Yes, yes, I'm glad. I'm also glad that Lydia came through with what she did earlier. Certainly appreciate that. I've got. I also have appreciation to everybody that went before me. Um, Certain things that you're going to hear from me from with this point on positivity, you probably already heard, but it's also worth reiterating because with reiteration, you can cement the idea in your mind from different people, the way they say it different ways, can spark something within your mind, your body, your soul, um, your very spirit. So let's continue. I have 8 points which I'd like to make. First one is uh, when you engage in an activity, go at it with an attitude um, of nothing to lose. In other words, build your attitude wherein I have nothing to lose. That's how I go through my life. If I have something to lose, then for some reason or another, it means I'm not going at it 100% or 200% or 300%. It will always be below 100%. With a nothing to lose attitude, I'd go at it full throttle. That's the first take. Second is, as Zion indicated, um, um, as you can tell, I'm doing the but Zion already indicated that that's something that you can self-correct, which is true. Talking to self is interesting. Yes, that is true. What I do is I typically talk to my body, and most important, I listen to my body because one-way communication is not enough. Two-way communication is the best. Listen, understand what's going on with your body so that you can make correct adjustments or you can do what it indicates for you to do. Both of you are going to be in harmony. It is not just you by yourself and your body. No, it is your body and you. It is the other entity that drives you through life, the most important entity that gets you through this life. Neglecting it, and you will definitely have issues later on down the road because those things actually do stack up. Neglect stacks up. It's like karma. Karma also stacks up. So you don't want that following you, and you don't want to be burdened with that in any point in your life. Talk to your body, understand it, listen to it, follow it. Third point, type of people you hang out with is very important. These people determine the characteristics you pick up and the characteristics that you lose. Most importantly, the characteristics that you lose. Things that do not help you or won't help you in the future, drop them because you do not need them. And your friends can help you that significantly in knowing what those are. Your friends, people that you admire, people that you respect, people that you can get along with, etc. Number four, fearless characters make excellent leaders. Just like you go in for not with nothing to lose, you need to be fearless in your life because really type of person that you want to be, at least for most people that I know of, is they want to be their own leader. So in order to be your own leader, you must fear nothing and move forward in life. The one that exhibits that quite nicely right now is Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, an excellent leader, someone that you can model yourself with against. But there are also other excellent leaders in this world, so also take them into consideration. Number 5, being bold in your actions and working with determination will open doors and make walls crumble. Being bold in your actions and working with determination will open doors and make walls crumble. That's part of what Annie indicated in regards to confidence. Confidence and being bold. It reminded me of um, Michael Jordan. Not only is he literally bold, but he's also confident and extremely bold in what he does. Same goes with Shaq O'Neal. These are two people who pitted themselves against each other, but they were bold as well in terms of spirit. So gather that, and yes, doors will open for you and walls will crumble. Know and understand your true history because it is bound to repeat itself. This I say specifically to Africans. Our past mm, is a great past. There is nothing wrong with it. We were a great people. Our ancestors were a great people. Know and understand them and their true history because it is bound to repeat. And it is going to repeat within you because you hold the answers that the ancestors have passed down from generation to generation. Tap into that and move forward. 7. Prioritize your health to ensure you can get and enjoy your wealth. I'll say this, prioritize your health to ensure you can get and enjoy your wealth. Because wealth without health is in reality poverty. I'll say that again. Wealth without health is in reality poverty. Take it as you see as it is and take action to avoid it. Failure is positivity. That's the 8th. Failure is positivity from genuine assertion. Doesn't matter whether you fail. The fact is you have asserted yourself and gone for it wholeheartedly. That is the journey. That is the most important thing to do. Assert yourself. Don't stand back. Move forward in assertion. Even if it is a failure, in reality, it is positive. Thank you. That's about it.
Is Mrs. Z around? Mrs. Z, I don't know whether you're here. I can see you.
Hey, Annie, you got a message from Zion. He is not in control of the stage anymore. You are.
Okay, right. Now, Michael, that is pure genius, my friend. That is, Michael, I am blown away, but you look, you capture all the elements of, of this topic. So of course, I love every part of everything you said, but I think the one that probably strikes me the most is how your self-confidence helps you to take bold actions. I think, because everybody puts in the comments, we can take bold actions which will make doors open and knock down, make doors open and knock down walls, make walls crumble, you said in your exact words, right? That is genius. If I could put package, bottle this concept of self-confidence, I really would. And I bet I'd be super rich. Really. So this is the trick. This is one of the tricks in life, Michael. Thankfully, you get it, my friend. You definitely get it. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Let's go create genius.
Absolutely welcome, Annie.
Thank you so much, my friend. You're a star. Let's go to I think it was Alexis next. I can't see her on stage. Is it me or have we lost? I think we lost Alexis somewhere. So let's go to Luz. Luz, talk to us. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I'm Loes Pijpers from the Netherlands. And thank you, Cyan, Lydia, and Annie for the opportunity to speak. I'm doing well. Hope you are doing well too. Thank you. Confidence is a topic we can talk for days about it, I think. And everybody can learn from it. I think. And first of all, what is self-confidence? It's a belief in our abilities and worth, not arrogance. Confidence isn't innate, it's built through action and in mind shifts. And what can you do to build confidence? You can reframe negative self-talk. Negative thoughts like I'm not good enough undermine confidence. And how you can do that? Identify self-critical thoughts and challenge them. Replace I will fail with I am prepared and I can do that. And what action you can take? Keep a journal from 1 week. Write down negative thoughts and reframe them into positive, realistic statements. For example, I used to think I was terrible at presentations, but I started telling myself I'm improving with every talk. I changed my mindset with it. That's very important. And practice small wins. Confidence grows through increment all successes. Set small achievable goals and speaking up in a meeting, for example, this week, commit to one small action outside your comfort zone, like initiating a conversation or starting an idea. It's when you step out of your comfort zone, you choose resilience above comfort. And master body language. Non-verbal signals influence how you feel and how others perceive you. Stand tall, make eye contact and smile. Practice a confident posture every day in front of a mirror or talking out loud in your home. It doesn't mean you're insane, but you are practicing your presentation. Or I think it's very important to talk out loud when you have a meeting or you want to prepare yourself for a presentation. You can practice it in your own home. It will help you, and in front of a mirror. And preparation reduces fear of the unknown. It helps. Break preparation into small steps, research, practice, and feedback. That's useful. And I think take action in instead of only thinking about it, because sometimes when everything is said and done, more is said than done. So take action is very important. And rewire your conscious. That's very important, because we keep everything in our unconsciousness, And sometimes we say, well, we get a job, or we will achieve that, but our unconsciousness is holding us back. And when you rewind that, you can do it before you go to sleep. On YouTube, there are videos how you can do that. That's very important. Then you can achieve what you say that you will do, and visualize a picture of the future that you have accomplished your goal. When you are in job search, for example, when you visualize a situation that you already have that job, top athletes do that quite often. They visualize that they have accomplished their goals. And when you do that, it's more likely that you will achieve your goals. So that's very important. And embrace failure as growth. We are all born to stretch and growth, and it goes along with failure and falling and standing up. And failure isn't fatal. Fear or failure kills confidence. Reframing setbacks and learning opportunities build resilience. That's also important. And done is better than perfect. So sometimes we have the habit that we overthinking too much. What if, and what is it, and why am I doing that, and the why. And if you overthink all that situations, who am I, why am I doing this, what will happen, I think do it. And you're worth it, you can do it. If you are confident of yourself and realize nobody is perfect, when you know that, it's easy to do some things, because nobody knows everything, because you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of people have a lot of knowledge, but you don't know what you don't know. So nobody knows everything. And when you realize that, and looking at things like that, on that perspective, you can do it. And when you want participate in conversations, you don't have to know everything about the topic. If you have an opinion, you can talk, and you can participate in conversations. At least it's important that you treat others with humanity and respect. And if you show up, you have the opportunity to influence others and yourself. Uh, for that is one thing that is holding you back from feeling confident. If you start writing down every day one thing that holding you back from feeling confident, you make steps forward, and you can work on that. That's very important. And everybody should have confidence, because you're worth it and you can do it. And when you have never done it, you can try it, and just do it. I want to encourage everyone, just do it. When you want something, don't hesitate. What if I can do it? Just do it, and you will see if you can do it. But at least you try. And talk in a conversation, or stand up in a crowd and be part of a conversation, because make your voice heard. uh, because if you talk in a conversation, people will notice you, and that's very important, to make your voice be heard. So I think everybody can do what they want to do, and today is the first day of the rest of your life. So take that first step. Everything is starting with taking the first step in a job search, or in the future, if you want to change your job, or you want to move, or whatever you want to do. Always start with the first step. Stay up early, make your bed, and go into action for the day. Take leadership and be confident, be brave, and no fear nothing. That's what I want to share. And everybody's worth it. You can do it. You are allowed to be here. So let's participate in the world, in conversations, everybody. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Luz. There's such important points to share. There's so many that I will, I'm sure, reflect on. Let me welcome Dr. Marcia. We see you, superstar. Dr. Marcia is another one of my amazing co-authors on that amazing book you see behind me, Lessons Learned from COVID. I don't have to point to it finally, right? Maria, thank you for being here as well. Absolutely love this conversation. And I also see my sister Chieza, another one of our 10 co-authors on our anthology. So I'm so glad you're here, people. Thank you so much for joining us. Jeremy, I see you too. Who else do I see? Do I see anyone I haven't mentioned so far? I'll mention you by the end. Mohammed, I see you as well now. I didn't see you before. Thank you for joining us tonight. Self-belief and confidence empowers the great accomplishments of environment entities. It's so true. As the point you're making, Luz, it is our self-confidence that guides everything. And I think, maybe the one that resonates with me most is that what we look in the mirror and talking to ourselves. Blessed, and I see you as well now. Welcome. Hello to you too. I'm sure not many people know, every day when I wake up, first thing I do, make my cup of tea, and I go and stand outside with my pets, especially in summer's day. Now it's getting into summer's day, but even in winter, I still stand outside. The reason I stand outside is simply because I've got some huge glass doors, right? So I can look at myself and I talk to myself. Yes, and I've had to do what you say, Luz. I reframe, and literally you can think yourself into confidence. You have to. I don't know how you're going to do it, right? Yeah, I remember the times when I was scared about everything. The client wants to talk. Oh, no, wait, no, they want to tell me off. It's gone wrong. They might stop paying me. No, now, and every day starts with any, you are the greatest. And it sounds dumb on day 1. On day 10, you're thinking, this could be true. By day 15, you're like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to believe I'm that person. You can reframe and change your mind, my friends. That's the point, right? And we must. As Luz says, we deserve a place on stage. We deserve a place at the table. We deserve a place on that project. We deserve a place in our niche, right? If you don't believe you do, when you get that place, you'd be like, I don't think I'm good enough. You're good enough, trust me. And you better believe you're good enough too. It's that confidence that gets all of us that you see going through life as if life is easy. It's that confidence. That's what it comes down to. It's what brings me here, what brings Lydia here, what gets Lydia doing her meditations. Do other people do meditation? Of course they do. There's many other meditation coaches out there. There are many of them. Does she care? No, frankly not. Because she knows what she does is great, right? And that's her. She told herself, and we tell her that too. I turn up every day because I know what I do for these events works. And people love what I do, so I'm just going to do more and more of it. What do you do? And what do you say to yourself? What is your expertise? What's your prophecy, as Coach would say? What's your gift? Live it, my friends. Live it. Live it. Live it. You are that person, my friend. We all have that thing about us. In case you're thinking the obvious, which is, there are people better than me. Yes, there are. As Luz said, no one knows everything. But you know enough for the people you're here to serve. And I will say this, if you really believe you don't, you know enough for the people you're here to serve today, right now. So let's say now, let's use any industry, fashion design, for example. There's the global fashion houses, and then there's the rest of us who design fashion items, right? There's people that we design items for. We're not aiming for those people's audience. We're not aiming for Versace's audience, for example. We're aiming for those who want the clothes that we have designed, the solution that we've created. They're the ones that need to believe in us, trust us, and buy our products. Eventually, we'll rise each time. And the way we rise each time, my friend, is by learning. Learn and do, learn and do, learn and do. The world gets better for you, I promise you. It's how we all got here, right? Let me stop talking. Who I seen? Douglas, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lydia, I'll give the mic to you to introduce our next two speakers. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Annie. I believe that our next speaker is Coach David. Coach David, you've been sitting up in the audience for a little while now, and I love the picture of you on here. It is so bright and colorful and beautiful. That picture is great. Welcome, Coach David. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Perfectly.
All right. I have been learning so much. I've been summarizing. Oof, you guys are super awesome. Let me say thank you to Zion, Miss Positivity. Thank you, Annie, Liz, everyone in the chat, Mr. M. I don't know, I can't see everyone here from my screen, but I super appreciate you all. Liz, Lydia. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Thank you. You are so super awesome. Thank you. Margaret, I'm super excited to be here. You guys are superheroes. You have no idea what you're doing. Luz actually did a seminar. Michael did a PhD thesis, and he did the mentorship exercise. Positivity, the coordinator. You can call this the self-confidence positivity school. Thank you so much, everyone. First of all, self-confidence is a major factor. Unfortunately, there are no schools that teach these things as a direct curriculum. There's no institution that teaches self-confidence directly. You have to go after coaches. You've got to go after these things yourself. And I want to encourage everyone who is going into the future that you need a coach. One of the coaches you need is a self-confidence coach. Yeah, Lydia, yes. You need to move your self-confidence dial. Everyone should do a self-confidence analysis. Personally, there are 3 or 10 ways. There are 3 or 5 or 10. Let me explain the scale. Confident, not sure. Confident, not sure, not confident. Those are the 3 things. Or confident, 50-50, maybe not. Or confident. That's the first way to look at it. Just mark yourself quickly and write. If you are confident, you are 3. If you are not sure, 50-50, you are 2. If you're not confident, just put 1. You can do that in the chat. Let me know whether you're following me. That is the first place I like to start from. If you want to really now make the scales bigger, you can do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or on the scale of 1 to 10, what do you score yourself? Everyone must do this exercise once in a week. If you're really interested in growing self-confidence as an area of personal development, then you should do it twice in the day. Number 2, you must identify your self-confidence map and indicators personally. As a person, as an individual, you must identify your self-confidence markers in the beginning. Especially, Zion and Annie will agree with me, self-confidence is a big African problem. We have a self-confidence crisis in the continent of Africa. It is huge, it is powerful, and there are many people so bad, and not Africa alone, all over the world anyway. Let me say this to us very quickly. It's so bad that the society attacks confident people. Am I still audible? I hope you've not lost me. I hope I've not lost you.
Oh, well, no, we've lost your picture, but we can still hear you perfectly, my friend. We hear you perfectly.
Oh, all right, all right. We have a self-confidence pandemic in Africa. It is big. It is huge. Yeah, Lydia says she has three. That's good. It is big. It is huge. And it's so bad that the society attacks confident people. When your self-confidence is like 7, from about 6, you feel hostility over 10. When your self-confidence is getting to 7, you will be attacked. Please write it down, jot it down, don't ever forget it. You will be attacked for being more confident than others. Get comfortable with being attacked that you are much more confident than others. This started happening to me as a young teenager because I had the blessing of being raised by a dad who worked on my self-confidence. The old man ensured that he gave me self-confidence drills. For example, he ensured that I read the newspaper daily and I would summarize to him what I read. My dad would say, these are the 5 leading newspapers. I was about 9.5 and 10. And then they give me the papers on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings to read and summarize story by story. They ask me what I feel, ask me for my reflection. If my voice is not loud enough, it's going to it's going to tell me, chin out, speak, tell me what you understand. Do you agree with the standpoint of the editor? I mean, I knew the meaning of the difference between an editorial and an article just by interacting with my dad at about 10. And then my mom ensured I read a lot and I read wide. My dad also ensured that my opinions were heard and valuable. So there are exercises you can do, and that leads to Michael's point about community, how we raise our children, how we interact with our friends. So when I got into larger society as a teenager, and I found out that people were against you saying your mind exactly the way you feel, for example, it was a shock to me. I began to learn things like political correctness later on at about 13 or 14. And it was very strange because let's call a spade was the way I was raised, you know. Because of that, I ran into enemies. So the first thing I noticed, because of self-confident person. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me? All right.
Yes, you cut out just for a moment, but you're back.
All right. So I noticed that hostility. The second thing is that if you are now trying to be a thought leader, if you're trying to be a thought leader and you're also a confident one, hostility increases. It's so nice. People say things like, oh, thought leader, I want to be a thought leader here and there. Their thought leader expects hostility. Number 2, their self-confident persona. When you've developed it, is not going to be all nice and flowery. But those that change the world are those who are more self-confident. The third thing I like to say is please be comfortable with criticism. Be comfortable with people saying no to you. We have to grow a thick skin to people not liking you at first, to people rejecting you. Some will outrightly lie at you. You didn't offend them, you didn't do anything. They're just irritated at the size of your light. When your light and your confidence irritates people, they will probably lie against you, malign you. I've experienced it personally, and every time I say it, nothing prepares me for the new levels. People are going to misinterpret you just for being confident. In fact, standing out by self-confidence is also a type of your signals are clear. So you are crystal available for criticism. And guess what? There are people who are not going to do anything. By the way, I don't know what I've shared with you, the statistics around self-confidence. That many societies, the supremely self-confident people will be generally misunderstood. There's statistical evidence to that. Research, the psychology research shows it. People will brand them as narcissistic. People will say they don't tolerate others. You're going to be misrepresented. Be ready. You have to grow a thick skin to be positive and remain stoic despite this attack. Despite this irritation, despite this attack, you will refuse to subject yourself to, because lack of self-confidence is infectious. Just like confidence is infectious. When people don't have self-confidence, they sell it to others. they influence you, they sell it to you, they motivate you so that you go to their own direction on the dial. So when you are the only confident person, or you are 20-30% most confident person in a class of 10 people or in a group of 100 persons, you will be treated in a way to bring you or motivate your behavior to their level. Would you be the one we are waiting for to change the world? Because you need your confidence to dare big things. You need that self-confidence to dare high things. So as you're building your confidence, you must decide the part of the confidence that you're not going to display in the open. You must go into your gym of practice and develop. Let's say, think about it like you're building something new. So anything you've achieved on the outside, go quickly into your shell or into your quiet place to begin to build energy for the next level. So there is the self-confidence lab quietly, where you are doing performance, image, and exposure. I'm going to come to what those three things mean. You go into the quiet lab where you are developing, you set new goals for yourself, you are developing something, you're doing something deep, you're applying all the beautiful principles of intermittent successes, you're breaking your personal records, and yet you're not showing it on the outside. So that at every point in time, there's something you want to show the world, because there's some things that if you show it too early in the building phases and stages, people are going to use their own lack of confidence, transmit their energy at you, and they will shut it down. There's something called the energy field. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, there's something called the energy field. People don't need to speak at you or talk to you to reduce or to communicate to you. People don't need to talk with their mouth. I've done this experiment many times. If you have a class of 5 or a group of 5 persons, I do this in my corporate training all the time. I will tell 4 members of the group not to say a word, let somebody begin to present, and these 4 persons will begin to stream negative thoughts, emotions, and imaginations at the speaker. In about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, the speaker begins to wane in performance. The speaker begins to feel confused, agitated. A speaker once cried. Shall I explain the experiment again? Shall I say it a second time? Shall I say the experiment a second time?
We should actually wrap this up is in the next minute or so.
Okay. So let me just conclude then. So there are people that are going to stream all of that at you. Be ready and be strong. So the last point I will make is that there are a couple of things that drive self-confidence as a building, and they are unseen. They are your thoughts, and that's what Annie was saying, your imaginations, your emotions, your moods, your feelings, your memories, the conversations that you are having with yourself quietly. Make sure you are aware of them, that you can label them, and that you can literally manage them. The last thing is protect your energy. And that's the point I was also making earlier. I'm rounding up right now in 30 seconds. Protect your energy. Once you notice you come into the environment where people are streaming negative energy and thoughts and imaginations around, and it's a transmission to your self-confidence level or self-confidence reservoir, then begin to have a strategy to build yourself up in a very deliberate way so that they don't inoculate you with that negativity. Like I said, gravity is a real force. While it keeps us grounded, the same gravity kept man from exploring the moon. Those that will dare higher things will have to believe, maybe seen as narcissistic or mad, or they don't know what they are doing, or they are too full, or they are too far. People are going to say all sorts about them. They risk being misunderstood, yet it's a deliberate choice to identify the difference between self-confidence and arrogance, between self-confidence and pride, and to remain stoic and being positive, yet being very confident, because the world needs people like you to continue to evolve and change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach David. It is so good to have you here and on the stage with us. And I think we still have someone else to be. Margaret, are you still here?
I am. Thank you so much, Lydia. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Please join us on the stage, and if you can turn on your camera, please do so. And if not, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, beautiful and superstar here, Annie, Zion, Mr. Positivity, and everyone listening. Wow, so many great things have just been said. To even follow up after, Michael, Lou's, yours, Zion's, Annie's, and of course, Coach. So we heard so many wonderful things. I'm going to try to kind of affirm some of those things, but also to talk about self, right? Because it's self-confidence. And thank you so much, Zion, for asking me to speak. It's always an honor to be here. To cognitive restructuring, right? So we have to restructure our thought patterns, and that's already been spoken of already. you know, um, Changing the thought patterns of what we say to oneself. And this is what it's about: self, right? Your self worth, your self talk, yourself, yourself, you, self. The most important one here is you, is self, right? So you have to try to balance out your thoughts of realistic thoughts versus the feelings and the emotions, which you have to come back to center. And I'm pretty sure Lydia talks about that when she's trying to center us with her meditation, right? Because our brains are scattered with so many different thoughts because of our emotions and feelings, if that makes sense. So trying to record all of those thoughts, and trying to log them. I also talk about triggers, and I talk about building a safety plan for yourself. And what that looks like is you can jot down those negative self-talks and what you need to work on. Because the first thing you have to do is you really have to, number one, look at yourself. Number two, be truthful to yourself. Know and realize we're not perfect, and that's okay. To love oneself without that. I've been single for a long time, for many years, almost a decade, working on self, working on all these things to have that positivity. And it doesn't come without restructuring and practicing these things, recognizing your patterns, and gradually just shifting that mindset, right? See, because what you think, what you believe, you will behave. So now you have a behavioral activation going on. You're engaging in activities that that you're going to enjoy and that align with you, with your way of thinking and feeling, your values. And what you feel is what you think you'll feel, and then you'll present, right? What you produce, you project. So success in activities such as this enhances your sense of accomplishment, your self-worth, and then into self-confidence. So mindfulness and self-compassion. Again, we're going back to self, right? And this is something that you have to practice: being present in moment without judging yourself, without treating yourself harshly, but with kindness and love during times of failure and difficulty, if that's how you want to see it, right? This approach that I'm talking about reduces self-criticism. Then it'll foster something that's healthier and a self-relationship to build that self-confidence. And once you have that, you're going to refrain from talking negative to yourself, but you're going to be realistic. If you cannot do something, say, well, this is what I have to learn, right? And what we have to learn is that the same thing you were thinking yesterday, you're thinking today, about 90% of it. How are you going to stop that? Because that's where it begins, right? So what you think, and what it'll be what you feel, or in what you feel, it'll be what you think. And then you're going to produce that in your behavior. So what does that look like? For example, a person that's jealous and envious is going to not see the light shining bright, and is not going to see the beauty in another person. And when you do that, or if you don't do that, then what happens is you don't grow. You're not learning, because now you have become critical. So when you start doing that, in cognitive, if you're not restructuring yourself, then you stay stuck. And that's how these patterns become that way. And it's like cognitive behavioral therapy. So you go through all of these things and you strategize so you can enhance that self-confidence, and addressing and transformation of negative thought patterns, because the only reason your thoughts are distorted and that is because of how you're thinking. You first have to identify, challenge yourself so that you don't undermine your self-worth. Because why? Because you're worth it, because you're unforgettable, because you are loved, because you matter, because you are the only one that can change the world. That begins with you. Maya Angelou said it best, right? It's not what you remember what people say, but how you make them feel. And how you're going to make someone feel and how you're going to change the world is how you treat yourself. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Margaret. And thank you for all of your admissions and your witnessing of the strength and beauty of people and our abilities and something that really resonated with me, and I'll turn it over to Annie and Zion, is the idea that at the base of this, we have to be confident we have to be truthful with ourselves, because that truth is key to us knowing who we really are, and also just give ourselves the grace when we find we haven't been truthful with ourselves, but don't let ourselves off the hook from that. We are worth every bit of our own truth, and in order to foster that confidence. So thank you so much. Annie, Zion, you have any takeaways from our last speakers?
There's always takeaways. Margaret, amazing share. I'll say that for sure. Now we have to catch up, Margaret. We haven't talked enough recently, so let's do that if you got time, for sure. And as a coach says, Margaret, that's deep, profound. It really is. And I mean, Maria says, self-confidence in a nutshell: you accept and trust yourself, and a sense of control, have a sense of control in your life. It really is. If you don't trust yourself, then you feel like everything, it's what others do that matters to you, whereas it's what you do that matters to other people, I assure you. You know your strengths and weaknesses well, and have a positive view of yourself. When we're going through something, be kind to yourself, and it begins with what we say to ourselves. And coming back to your point, Margaret, I think this thing about emotions, Coach mentioned it quite a lot in his share as well. There's a big sign on my wall. He says, "What emotions am I addicted to?" Then I say, I've had to look at that many times to realize there was a time when I was addicted to negative emotions, lack of self-confidence. Like I said to you, I'll say to myself, I would charge my clients more when I can deliver more for them. Not realizing I can't deliver more if I didn't have the confidence to deliver more, right? To do more, to aim for more, to be bold with my solutions. I don't want to ignore Dr. Marcia's point as well. She said, be realistic. Being realistic is a powerful part of self-awareness, which you need to build self-confidence. Knowing what triggers you and how you trigger others. Again, that is so true. Look, my friends, I might argue with the being realistic. So here's a problem, Lydia. Here's a problem I see. We want to be the same as the 98% of people in the world. We want to be the same as everyone else. We want to do what everyone else does, right? What's the point? If you can be the same as everyone else, you're gonna get the results they get.
You know, Annie, I wonder if that stems though from the fact that we want to connect. We're born wanting to connect because we are connected, right? And we want to connect. And sometimes we think, and you know, this might be some thinking that needs to be adjusted a little bit, right? But that we need to be alike in order to connect. And we're 98% alike, but it's that 2% spark that is what we're talking about here with this confidence, right?
Exactly. I can understand wanting to fit in, wanting to be the same as others. Alas, if you have a solution, if you want to be bold, if you want to stand out, you must be part of that 2%. And that 2% requires working on your self-confidence. As Margaret said, now you have to work really hard at it. It's not a thing that just happens overnight. You have to work at it. You have to overcome your own fears, your own barriers. It starts with you, yourself. You know, I think we should do 2 or 3 of these on self-confidence alone, really. Margaret, if you flash your mic, if you feel free, if you want to share something. I said, but go on, Margaret.
Yes, please. Thank you. There was something very important that you said, that Coach had said also about the thought patterns that you get comfortable. And I think that's what it is, right? You get comfortable and you get used to speaking harshly to yourself, especially if it's been a learned behavior and an adult who you were supposed to trust and love treated you in such a manner that now you think it's okay and it's correct, right? So it's just something that you were saying about that, and it just stuck with me. Like, I think it's a comfort level, and it's not realistic. It's not truthful, right? But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Look, in most things, we are past 98%, but there are some now we have to accept this reality. Again, Coach speaks about this very often: your prophecy, your gift, your mission, that your destiny. It is that you have that unique thing that the world needs, that solution only you have, whether you like it or not. If you don't use it, someone else the universe will give it to someone else. Accept your greatness and then go and deliver that solution to the world. That's what we're here for. That comes with, as Coach says, restructuring. As Coach says, we must understand our thought patterns first of all, and our maps, as Margaret said, right? And it is about building that. We have to challenge the status quo. Realize that gift will only come out to the world when we have confidence to deliver it. See, like I said earlier, what we do is tend to say, I'll be confident once I deliver that solution. That's the same as saying, give me heat, then I put some wood in the fire. That doesn't work. Put some confidence in you first, then you can deliver your solution, my friends. Put some wood in the fire, then you can have heat. One causes the other. It doesn't work backwards, right? And so the final thing I want to show, Coach says, you must restructure yourself to enhance your self-confidence. It's true. You must look at your world differently. And we all have to do this. We've all had to do. Look, I know almost everyone who's spoken on stage today. There was a day when we were all petrified of ourselves. A day when we had negative thoughts as our normal thinking patterns. But we've all had to work on that and keep showing up and keep doing what we do. That's what we're trying to share with you, what we've learned in the process, right? You can have that wonderful life that you crave, that you desire, by building your self-confidence. It's not a dream. It is. See, Otonya, I see what you say. I love your program. It's really inspiring. Don't be inspired. Go and do. Please, please, please. If one person takes what we're saying seriously, I will be a happy person. One person at a time, right? But change something about how you talk to yourself today. Change something about what you believe about yourself. Change something about how you show up. Go and take your place at the table. Give the world your solution and watch your world change. Mr. Cyrus, thank you for joining us. I don't like to miss anyone else. If I missed you out, please do forgive me. Said Dennis as well, Donika, I see you as well. Best way to learn, best way to get through life, to learn how to get along and connect to yourself and others. Connect with yourself. That's an important point there, my friend. Thank you so much. Look, we could be here all day, but our time really has expired. Lydia, I wonder if you got anything you want to say before we go.
Just want to emphasize, show up, and the fact that this is the positivity room. This is Positivity Live. This is all positive stuff because you have what it takes. You have a story though in your mind, and all of society has stories with loads of cultural momentum, but it's a story and you can change your story. That's the nice thing about the story, but you got to show up to do it.
Just like that, right, Lydia? Literally, you can change your story in literally seconds, in a milliseconds. If you choose to change your self-confidence, you can do it just like that.
If you do it through story, you can do it that fast. You have to, when you have a story, because your mind believes your story and your mind is made up to lift your story. If you change your story, absolutely everything in you is going to align to making that story true. It's how I have healed myself. It is how I am alive. And that is, if there's not something positive in that, I don't know where there's something positive. This is all positive stuff.
Oh, it's true. Thank you, Lydia. Zion, I see you are muted, please.
Yes, Mr. Eni, Lydia, thank you so much. I've been muted since why? Because I'm getting so much value. My note is filled up. Now I tell you, I usually watch the replay once, but this replay I'm going to watch it multiple times because it's like a master class in itself with so much nugget and so much value shared by everyone who came up on stage. To be honest, I've been blown away, and I have to unlearn to relearn again. Just hearing people sharing from their heart, and just creating that space where value is being given. So I want to say a very big thank you to our host who have joined us, and my co-host Lydia Eni, and Jamie Senis regard is not here, and also as Isal as well. And to everyone who came up on stage to speak, we appreciate you so much. And let's not forget, this event holds every Friday. Yes, it's every Friday, same time. So do not forget that next week Friday, we are here again because we keep spreading the positivity to every corners of the earth, one person at a time. And I tell you, next week is another interesting conversation because it's the last Friday of the month of April. And you know how we do it. Every last Friday, it's our gratitude experience. So next week Friday is our gratitude experience for April, a time where we just come to intentionally embrace gratitude and share with the world 3 things that we are grateful for each month. I tell you, it's another time you don't want to miss. If you're here, don't worry, you're going to be getting a personalized invite from us where you can be able to join us. And lastly, I just want to share this with you. Positivity is non negotiable. And for us to remain positive, self-confidence is very, very important. And that's why this topic is coming into us today. One thing you must understand about self-confidence, it's internal, not external. It starts with you. It's something you have to deal with from within. Then it goes without. And in whatever you're doing, as much as you're grooming your self-confidence and embracing positivity, make sure you're doing it from a place of love, from a place of kindness, from a place of compassion, and from a place of empathy. Say something nice to somebody, smile to somebody, kind gesture, appreciate people, show gratitude to people. That's how we can make the world a better place. And that's how we can intentionally spread the positivity to every corners of the earth, one person at a time. Now, I always say this, that anything you build on positivity is built for possibilities. And that's why I will tell you, in positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. So keep embracing positivity, and I know that it can only be success. So thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you. Time is fast spent. This is 2 solid hours of value-packed section full of great insight. And to be here for 2 hours and it felt like it's just 2 minutes, whoa, it shows how much value I've been shared. Team replay, you can go in, watch the replay. If you just join us and you missed the beginning part of the show, watch the replay. And I tell you, you'll be so glad you did. So thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you and we'll see you again next week. Thank you. Have a great weekend and happy Good Friday once again.
So let me say a quick welcome to Shona before we leave. Thank you so much for joining us, Shona. And I wanted to get to these comments by Mohammed as well. Lydia, you always motivate me to be fully me for the great sake of confidence empowerment. You know, I mention that because, again, look, part of the conversation, probably the biggest part, you know, is quieting the mind. Learn how to quieten your mind and speak. Now, wisdom to yourself. And confidence is the thing that we speak into ourselves. It really is. You know, learn to connect with Lydia and find out how do I speak confidence to myself and truly believe it. It comes from meditating the right way. I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, everyone. As Mrs. Z says, join us again on Friday for Gratitude Experience. We're going to go in the comments and respond to some of the comments there. I probably say we might want to do the same as well, my friends. Now, go through the comments, see who resonates with you, see who you want to connect with. And don't just connect, be confident to have conversations with people. That's how that's how LinkedIn works, especially. That's how the word really works, right? If you're on Team Replay, look, please do leave a comment on Mrs. Z's YouTube channel. And do enjoy your weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. I say bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone, bye-bye.
With or without champagne or rum, but she's success with or without me.